So last year, we initiated the public discussion. So actually, on May 4th last year, we published a report for public discussions, where we pointed out the key principles and potential foundational features for CBDC. So we decided to stick to test and learn approach. We developed with our partners a proof of concept platform that helped us to test technological viability for core features of prospective digital Tenge. So we tried to, structure it within the more broad framework of development the national payment system. So we have something called national payment system, which includes, RTGS, instant payment system, and other stuff. So in 2020, we actually developed a strategic roadmap and did an audit on what is going on in payment industry, and like couple interesting things with respect to CBDC. So first off, we believe that that business models actually of banks and payment service providers is slightly shifting. So it's not just transactional business model making fees for making transactions. It's something bigger, and there is obviously the shift in consumer patterns. So consumers want to get their payments invisible, instant, and programmable. And actually, we believe that fundamentally this shift brought this idea of DeFi and cryptocurrencies, because of course we do realize that there was a high speculative behavior of some people that raised this capitalization of digital assets, but still we believe that there is a fundamental gap between what central banks can offer to people in payment services and what cannot be fulfilled using traditional instruments. That's where cryptocurrencies, stable coins, and digital assets, come into the game. But when we're talking about crypto and all the stuff, so we see a huge potential for financial inclusion, etc. And we believe that we shouldn't ban that, but that there should be something called hybrid financial infrastructure that helps to bridge the worlds of traditional financial system and regulated environment. So and CBDC we thought would be a part of the answer. But I want to be clear here: CBDC is not a tool to replace cryptocurrencies here in Kazakhstan. It's rather probably a part of the solution. And when we tried to structure what we're missing from current money system, we thought that it might be programmability. And this, configurable, essentially, centralization in a sense. So we decided to put particular effort on that. And also we believe in potential of CBDC to increase financial inclusion. So at the moment, we have a pretty high share of cashless. So I believe around 80% of payments are completed cashless now in Kazakhstan. But the thing is that they mostly geographically concentrated in big cities, meaning that in provinces or far regions there is no much of a penetration. And one of the reasons is a lack of internet connectivity, unstable internet connectivity, low interest from merchants because their margin is low and they don't want to pay fees. So we thought that CBDC might be the answer. So based on all of that preconditions, so we developed the concept. Did a POC. POC proved that it can be, work theoretically. So we did to move on this year, and we believe that we would complete our decision by the end of this year. Actually, within a couple of weeks, we would present our decision-making framework. So we used the experience of IMF documents, World Economic Forum. Actually, Arab countries did a great job developing their framework. Examples of Year, of course, good papers from Bank of Japan as well. So we actually developed this framework. It's effectively speaking iterative decision tree that helps us at every layer understand the potential costs and benefits, estimate them, come to the decision. The would include invitation from independent advisory board because personally, me and my team, we are biased, obviously, towards CBDC. So we decided to make the process as unbiased as possible. So we're forming now the independent advisory board from experts from all over the world, including IMF, BIS, just financial consultants. So then we complete that analysis. They would review that, and by the end of this year, we believe we would have a decision whether to move on or not. We also developed some of the unique features for a CBDC platform because we sort of exploring a lot the possibilities for anonymity. Because in principle, what we want to reach is this balance between anonymity of transactions and AML safety considerations. Probably philosophically, it will be something that until certain threshold, CBDC would be cash-like, so nobody can see the transaction. But after certain threshold, and there is actually a high possibility of using all this fancy stuff like zero-no proof and all this stuff, and also offline. So we're exploring the chain of offline transactions. We have some ideas on that. We shared that in our white paper, and we're developing these ideas today. And this November, we actually launch a pilot project in CBDC. It will be a minimum viable product of CBDC platform. Real consumers and real merchants and real financial institutions would join that. Of course, it would be in limited controlled environments, but it would help us to test what we call non-functional requirements like capacity, output, and cybersecurity considerations and stuff. In parallel, we have second stream called sandbox mode of CBDC, where we take more advanced functionality like chain of offline transactions, etc., etc. So it would help us to actually technologically experiment and see the viability of the product. And I'm sorry, I'm talking a lot probably, but the last point, we also economic analysis. For these reasons, we building a couple of models, including DG models. At the moment, we are completing our survey, representative survey on customer behavior towards CBDC in order to approximate the level of adoption and see what factors actually would influence adoption, to manage all that potential financial stability risks and develop the probable regulation. That's a long story short.